In an earlier video, I showed you how I modified this Intuvia 100 display, moved it from the handlebars over to a stem mount. One of the reasons for doing that was I wanted to free up this handlebar space for a future upgrade. However, I went and installed this headlight, and it has a clamp on the handlebar. I showed you in that video how I set that up. And I mentioned that I was looking for some way to eliminate that handlebar clamp for the mount. And originally I was going to make something. I wanted to maybe make something that either mounted on the clamp here, or I was thinking maybe I could make a 3D printed part that wrapped around the stem spacer and maybe brought a mount out here. So I was kicking those ideas around. But I went on the Lezyne website, and they make this thing, they call it a Flexi stem mount. And I just got that in the other day, and it's basically a GoPro mount. And that's what the Lezyne headlight uses. It uses a standard GoPro mounting system here. So anyway, they've designed this little mount that you can use with these screws, either the top two bar clamps or the bottom two. Yeah, so I got to do a little bit of work, get this headlight out of here and try to figure out the best way to mount that. So yeah, that's pretty neat. So I just checked on the Lezyne website. They just call this their LED accessory. So you could mount a GoPro camera on your stem if you wanted to, or one of their headlights. I thought that looked familiar, their mount. It never dawned on me that it was actually a GoPro mount, which they mention right there. Okay, there we go. Got the Flexi stem mount installed. So you just remove the original bar clamp mount. Anyway, so the kit comes with the Flexi stem mount there. It also includes 2 sets of hardware. So this is the original screw. This will vary depending on how your clamp is set up. And so they give you a slightly longer screw, and then there's one that's about that long. And I had to use the longer ones. And the way you check that is just check the length of the original screw that you took out, and then add the thickness of that stem mount there. So I used the longer screws, and then it also includes a new screw and a nut to go into the GoPro mount. Yeah, as far as placing it, I put it on the lower screws. You can also put it on the upper ones. The GoPro mount is at a slight angle, so you can have it angled down or angled up a little bit. So I took a silver pencil and I marked where the slot in the clamp was on both sides. I put a mark parallel to the clamp and then one perpendicular to the split in the clamp, because as soon as you loosen those 2 screws on the bottom, the handlebars are going to move. So that way I was able to get the handlebar alignment back where it was. But yeah, I think that's really nice. Gets it down out of the way. And now my handlebars are clear right here, and then they're clear over here. I may start looking at the sub-brake levers, because that's kind of my ultimate goal, is I'd like to put the sub-brake levers on here. So it's like when I put the headlights on, I had to take a step back and get that clamp on there, and it was like, I'm trying to get rid of this, and I probably could have ordered that Flexi stem mount at the same time, but I wasn't even thinking about that. I just wanted to get the headlight on, get it plugged into the battery, and get that activated. And now that it's working, it's like, oh yeah, I need to relocate it so I can get rid of this clamp. So might hold on to that as a GoPro mount if I ever want to put a GoPro camera on here. So good to know that is a GoPro mount. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that. As always, thanks for watching.